What if I told you that a poor boy born in the freezing Mongolian steppe would rise to command the largest land empire the world has ever seen? A man so feared, his name echoed like thunder across continents. This is not just history. This is the rise of Genghis Khan and the brutal machine he built to conquer the world. The story begins in 1162, in the wild, untamed plains of Mongolia. A boy named Temujin was born into the Borjigin clan under a sky of omens. From his first breath, the odds were stacked against him. His father, a tribal chief, was poisoned by enemies, and Temujin's family was abandoned, left to starve in the cold. He hunted rodents to survive. He learned betrayal before he learned trust. He was kidnapped, enslaved, escaped. But even in chains, Temujin dreamed of something greater. At the time, Mongolia was a chaotic patchwork of warring tribes, each fighting for power, survival, and revenge. Unity was unthinkable. Yet Temujin saw a vision: one people, one law, one army. He began gathering allies, not through fear, but loyalty. He promoted based on merit, not bloodline. He shared spoils with his warriors. He punished betrayal with fire. Bit by bit, he absorbed rival clans through diplomacy, cunning, and overwhelming force. By 1206, he had crushed all resistance and was proclaimed Genghis Khan, universal ruler of the Mongols. Genghis Khan knew war was not just brute strength. It was strategy, discipline, and speed. His army became a war machine unlike anything the world had seen. Divided into units of tens, hundreds, and thousands, with leaders chosen for loyalty and talent. Each warrior had multiple horses to switch between during campaigns. They used recurve bows so powerful they could pierce armor at 300 meters. They mastered psychological warfare, feigned retreats, surprise ambushes, mass slaughter to instill terror. The Mongol army could ride 100 miles a day, strike without warning, and vanish like ghosts. Genghis Khan unleashed his army like a storm across Asia. China fell first. Cities burned. Dynasties crumbled. Then came Central Asia. Khwarezmia dared to insult the Khan. He responded with obliteration. Cities that resisted were wiped from the map. Those who surrendered lived. He turned nomads into an empire. But Genghis Khan wasn't just a destroyer. He was a builder. He created trade routes, laws, and a communication network across continents. He promoted religious freedom, allowed scholars to flourish, and demanded discipline from all. Behind the blood and battles, who was Genghis Khan? He was a man of contradictions, a ruthless warrior, but a visionary leader. Illiterate himself, but respected knowledge. Born in chaos, but obsessed with order. He believed it was his divine destiny to unite the world under one rule, and he came closer than anyone in history. By the time of his death in 1227, his empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the Caspian Sea. But the true terror came after. His sons and grandsons expanded the empire even further, reaching Eastern Europe and the Middle East. The Mongol Empire forever changed history. It connected East and West like never before. It spread technology, language, disease, and ideas. It paved the way for global empires centuries later. Yet, It came at a horrific cost. Tens of millions dead. Entire cultures erased. Even today, the world still echoes with the footsteps of the Mongol horde. And Genghis Khan? His tomb has never been found. His bloodline might run through 1 in every 200 men alive today. He was not just a conqueror. He was a force of nature, a man born in the ashes of betrayal, who rose to command an empire of fire and steel. This was Genghis Khan, and this was the making of the most feared army in history. If this story shook you, like, share, and subscribe to History Whisper, because the past is not dead. It's waiting to be uncovered.